In less than 2 decades, Bashar al-Assad's forces arrested or detained more than 1 million Syrians. Then they fed thousands of them to a vast network of prisons. By June 2024, a UN team had mapped more than 100 government detention sites and analyzed 128 facilities. But one was the regime's flagship prison. Here's how al-Assad's Syria broke its own people in Sednaya prison. Sednaya was built in 1987, about 30 kilometers north of Damascus. Its triangular design stationed guards in a central tower with a view of every wing. It was designed to hold up to 20,000 prisoners. They were the ones the regime wanted to break or erase. Torture was not the exception, it was routine. A report based on testimonies from survivors lists 52 physical, psychological, and sexual torture methods. They ranged from systematic starvation, no medical care, and electric shocks to body suspensions, mock executions, and sexual violence. Those tactics were all aimed at destroying prisoners' dignity and hope. Outside the prison walls, families of inmates were blackmailed. Desperate for news, some paid about $1,500 to learn whether their loved ones were alive. For $4,000 or more, they were promised releases that rarely came. From the start of the war in 2011 to 2015, Sednaya operated as an execution factory. Every week, mock trials were held. They lasted only a few minutes, with no lawyers and no evidence, but sentenced groups of 50 people at a time to death. These executions killed an estimated 13,000. Between 2011 and 2020, at least 30,000 were killed at Sednaya by torture, starvation, and mass executions. Only 7,000 people who entered the prison in that period made it out alive. A crematorium was used to hide the scale of mass murder, and the regime grew a vast graveyard in the desert. One such mass grave near Katafa contains the remains of 60,000 to 80,000 people who died in Assad's prisons. Dozens more burial sites have appeared since 2019. More than 112,400 people have been forcibly disappeared and are still missing. When the Assad regime fell on December 8, 2024, Sednaya, known as the human slaughterhouse, was finally breached. About 4,300 prisoners emerged alive from the site, but for many families rushing the gates, there were no reunions. 1 year later, a new Syria is being built, but Sednaya remains a reminder of the Assad regime's crimes against its own people.